Boxing Gyms, G-E-M-S, Boxing Gyms. Check it out, study some of them videos there. The guy's phenomenal. His name is Ryan. I'm telling you, all right, you'll pick up a lot of knowledge.
Fight fam, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification. Class in session. Teofimo Lopez takes on Sandor Marin. This one might be a little bit more interesting than most would expect. Let's get into all the mini battles that will potentially decide the war. Teo is typically in a Philly shell or has a low lead hand the vast majority of the time. In the open stance versus southpaws, this could be a potential issue. The backhand in the closed stance typically hovers around the chin and blocks or catches jabs with very little movement. With the jab hands aligned in the open stance, fundamentally the defensive assignment for each hand switches. The lead hand now deals with the opponent's jab. But a low lead hand away from the chin forces Teo to be reactionary as opposed to proactive with his defense. Intelligently, he has shown glimpses of compensating by momentarily switching to a high guard, or probing with punch traffic. However, Teo tends to largely forego those safety checks and becomes heavily reliant on reactionary head movement or reliant on blocking jabs with the raised elbow at the Philly shell. Either reactionary maneuver can be effective, but both are less efficient than traditional fundamentals of keeping your hands higher, especially in the open stance. Because if your defensive timing is off, it becomes a jab issue. The other issue Teo will have with the lead hand in the open stance is dealing with an active lead hand that's constantly fencing. Now, the feinting and probing lead hand is closer to Teo and controlling the space between him and his opponent, creating both a physical and psychological hurdle. Refusing to participate in the jab joust or lead hand battle with the low lead hand forces Teo to either knock down the hurdle first or leap over the hurdle by leaping in from the outside, which we'll talk about later. Southpaw Sandor Marin constantly fences with the lead hand in the open stance. It's a potential advantage on Teo's low lead hand for the reasons mentioned, but he's also demonstrated that he understands why he's fencing and the conundrum for his opponents that don't participate in a lead hand battle. Directly related to the issues that stem from a low lead hand or open stance Philly shell is Teo's issues defending the backhand. At times, he will tend to catch a lead hand with his backhand in the open stance. Well, if the backhand is being used to catch a lead hand, then how does he defend a backhand? The other issue is the use of the single shield to block backhands. Depending on the trajectory of the backhand he's blocking, this maneuver could get dicey. But the backhand that Teo has been hit with the most in the open stance is the cross to the body. Not only does he not defend the cross to the body relatively well, he also almost never counters the punch, which I'm sure Marin's team has seen in film study.
1 year old, look at the big shoulders he had. Concerns. Lopez carrying his left hand low.
That was not the guy I thought we were going to be.
Marin seems relatively limited in his punch arsenal, but the most effective offense comes from variations of jab cross to the body or head in the open stance.
Gave that round to him, but I've got an 87.
Contest, Felix has got to be.
The message in the corner for Sandor.
Just in when you watch him, when he gets a little bit.
The reason I say it's hard, it's going to be hard for him to keep the fight in the middle, left and right.
Either way,
But he's holding his own and he's definitely
he's become.
When Teo throws his backhand, he's constantly coming off his back foot. Sometimes it's a premeditated forward shift. However, in that forward shift, he often offers no insurance in the form of an extra punch to break his base with forward momentum safely. So while he's shifting, he's open. The other obvious issue is that when he throws his backhand, his lead hand is always down, never protecting his chin.
No, the younger Lopez.
Know this, know that, have any information. It's managing the psyche of you, because we know what Andre did to him.
He worked with Jorge Linares.
Right up the middle.
With a straight right that time.
You know, the younger Lopez.
Unfortunately for Teo, the second most obvious wrinkle to Sandor's game is his counter lead hands, whether his opponents lunge with the backhand or not.
On the ropes, Felix looking for
Stances this time around.
Nice shot there on the inside.
Chance of Sandor. Last half a minute of the 5th round.
accurate left hook. Spells that he's had in the contest. Let's see some.
Stairs is more.
Foot and move as much as he's trying to move.
Clean land. Really clean. Backed up clean right there and got out of the way. Pivoting away from Mikey Garcia.
Been able to stop him yet.
No, I think he...
Round fight. Mikey Garcia can't wait.
Martin comes back with a nice jab. Just like that right there. He's throwing the right shots, Martin, is it?
I mean, you can't look at
Mikey Garcia's legacy.
On the flip side, Sandor's fencing typically comes with a rhythm that has a specific pace. A rhythm can be timed. At the tip of the probe, Sandor's front foot hits the ground like a normal jab. Although the lead hand is controlling space from the outside and limiting options for his opponents, what if the opponent is comfortable with those options? Remember, they typically have to participate in the fencing or jab joust, knock down the hurdle, or leap through the hurdle. And Teo isn't Mikey Garcia, and he's more than comfortable with showing off athleticism with leaping lead hand hooks that Sandor might not be quick enough to avoid.
It's definitely setting in. Lopez just coming around the guard, leading with a lead left hook.
Martin definitely has issues reaching, becoming front foot heavy when he throws his backhand as well. Teo is a devastating counterpuncher with or without the reaching. If there's a chance for a knockout in this fight, I believe it comes from a Lopez counterpunch.
That you can make that statement here at this age.
A little bit forward. Lopez leaning a little bit forward.
Like Mayweather with that shoulder.
His hands going.
In the interview room.
Experiencing that. Or is Alvarez
Punch to put himself.
Sandor Martin is a proven slippery defensive fighter. Teo is one of the most explosive and athletic fighters in boxing. Sandor's defense needs to prevail for him to have any type of shot at the win. The more 50-50 exchanges he avoids, the better for him.
And trainer Rafa.
It is right down the middle.
Oh, good right hand from Lopez.
very accomplished fighter on the front foot.
Sound right hand. This thing's going to end in no time. Lopez is all over him. You are about to see a finish here.
To get control of that center ring, pushing Martin back for the first time in the contest, having a bet 6.
Stairs, tracking in, taking small steps, now cornering him. Right hand to the middle of the body, short right hand inside. Oh, look at this from Lopez.
Backwards and counterpunching.
Mikey Garcia already getting.
Just time to right hand
It's
there.
going to be very difficult to do against Garcia.
Says sometimes he'll admire. Chris mentioned Mikey Garcia's lack of activity.
Look. The jaw. Good counter by Martin, but he got clipped in the jaw first.
Here you're going to see the start. Going down to the body with the right hand.
The 75% knockout ratio, 30 KOs in his 40 wins. Round 7 scheduled for 10. This fight is moved relatively fast.
Sandor is a good, technically skilled fighter. Teo is explosive off the front foot and a really good counterpuncher off the back foot, and he's a great athlete. He relies on that athleticism and explosiveness heavy, which gets him highlight reel knockouts, but may also get him into trouble against a more disciplined, technical, skilled fighter. It's very possible Martin could win on points, but I don't think it'll happen. Martin is a late replacement for Jose Pedraza, and I believe the short notice fight favors the superior athlete over the technician. Does Teo get the knockout or not is the question, and perhaps where the money lies, as he's a 6-1 favorite if you bet Teo straight up. Tough call. Even odds makers favor Teo on points at -140 at the recording. Either way, let me know who you got in the comment section. Sportsbook link in the description. As always, if you want some smoke, help spread the knowledge and like, comment, subscribe, and share before you leave. Peace.